a different light, still be shining on them 20 years later, just to show it.
Hey, this is Ace the Real IntellectualRadio.com. Another perspective. Coming to y'all live, solo dolo, you know what I'm saying? Love to DMG and everybody else out there. Like I say, I want to give condolences to the Carruthers family, the Anderson family, the Rouse family, and the Jones. You know, they lost a great cousin, auntie, a mother, Miss Bernadine, aka Sam. Everybody know her. I grew up with her. You know what I'm saying? Also the Carruthers family. The two brothers that died at Rodney's Lounge last night. It was something our very own from Robert Taylor. They was from 5266. Some of the family lived on 53rd Street. So I want y'all to give condolences to that family. Hold them in your prayers. Hug on them, love on them. Let them know that you still there for them in their time of grief. Both families. You know what I'm saying? So let's get it crack-a-lacking. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot that I got to say. All right. First and foremost, like I said, it was a senseless killing on 75th and Ingleside. People that I know, you know what I'm saying, that hit home because where we from, you know, only the strong survive. And I feel that a lot of this stuff is senseless, you know, a cowardly act to do a drive-by. I talked about this time and time again on my show. If you can't fight the battle, don't get into the tussle. You feel me? Because you're a coward when you got to run to your car, then turn on your car, then want to do a drive-by to kill somebody. You know, it started off as a some type of fight in the club that spilled out in the street. Everybody coming out, and then all of a sudden, two brothers get killed, and a sister got skinned, if I'm not mistaken. So prayers go out to them. I know grown folks in my age, we not on that. You know, it's these young folks, you know. It was a video last week, Facebook Live, these little young brothers in the car with infrared beam, 9mm, 40 cal, 45 automatics, whatever it is, and y'all rolling up on the side of a police car. Excuse me. But you know, police is watching Facebook because everything goes viral. And all of a sudden now they got these brothers because the police fear for their life on Facebook. I can look at it on both sides. When they did the Laquan McDonald trial and they did the Hadia Pendleton trial, they did that one first. Gave the brother 84 years. I think 84 years was excessive. Do I think that he was a part of that killing? Yes, I do. Do I think that he deserved time? Yes, I do. But 84 years and he wasn't the trigger man versus 6 years, 9 months, and he was the trigger man, that was a slap in the whole community's face. I talked about that a couple of weeks ago. I'm not going to get into that anymore, but I wanted to say this, and I said this on the show. I said, you're going to start getting people that's in these neighborhoods that's going to catch some of these police slipping, and you're going to start seeing police go down. And when I said that, wasn't no police being killed or shot at. But since then, police has been fired up on. One got killed in another state. A couple of them have been injured in car accidents and things of that nature. And is it wrong? Yes, I believe it's wrong. All out wrong. You know, two wrongs don't make a right. But you got to understand something. When people are being treated unjustly, you get people that does horrific things and take matters in their own hand. One thing out of all this that I do like, we got a black guy that's in office right now. I think he's the attorney general, that he's gonna try to figure out why that that what's his name? I forgot the police name, but y'all know what I'm talking about. He want to figure out why did this man get minimum time. And that's another thing. Y'all go after those judges. That's why we have to vote. Because on the back of those cards, it start naming judges for certain offices and certain courts. And we as a people got the power. So y'all can start marking them people out and putting people in there that's going to be just about the law around 360, the whole nine. Um, because this man was a cop, they said that they weren't going to put him in the IDOC registry and wasn't nobody going to know where he's at. Now, because he was a cop, here it is. We are civilians. We are citizens. We should get treated the same way as he's getting treated. You know, it ain't no big eyes and little U's in the city. Now you see a lot of corruptions, a lot of people in the alderman's office. Look at all these aldermen that didn't say anything about Laquan McDonald, and these the same people that being investigated by the feds because of Alderman Burke. Everybody know he was a old school mob type of dude running down on big companies trying to get them to go through his law firm, the whole nine. I'm not a political analyst, and I was talking to somebody today about it. But when you see things on television, especially the news that's incorporating the aldermans and the people that's running for the mayoral race and people that's going for these other offices, you have to look at their background. You got to see who they involved with. Now, here it is. We got all these black aldermen that's up under investigation because this one alderman, what was his name? Chico? Uh that war wire with Burke or whatever the case may be. Preckwinkle is involved, and anybody Preckwinkle had up under that political umbrella, everybody getting looked at it side eye, you know. And like I say, I'm not no journalist, but I perceive things in a different way. I'm not just going to go by what the news tell me. You got to look at the connections. You got to look at what's going on in that neighborhood. Burke's back in the day, it was all white in his neighborhood, and he was able to get certain things passed through. But over the years, the neighborhood has changed to Spanish, where now the way he get in is through muscling. And the people don't have a say so. We do have a say so. People say, man, they gonna still do the same thing. But if you make enough noise, and one thing about these people, they don't like negative publicity. It ain't about who win, is what they're gonna do for the community. All of this from the higher up trickles down to us, the citizens, black, white, Puerto Rican, Chinese, whatever nationality that's in this city, it all trickle down to us. So when you see corruption in your neighborhood, that's the reason why you have high crime rates. Because if your alderman is not speaking for you, who are speaking for you? So you have to speak for yourself. You have to get out there and make noise. I know some powerful people, and they just activists. They made things move. We can get things done in numbers, in voting, being active in your community, being part of the solution, not the problem. And for all of this madness to happen is because we don't have anything in our community. I was talking to one of my buddies, he's a rich guy. I was talking to him and I say, man, listen, the only way you're going to really get some things moving, man, instead of trying to deal with people downtown and dealing with these political figures that ain't about nothing, come to the hood. The money is in the hood. You start grabbing some of those courtway buildings that's run down and gut them out and make nice apartments. You screen your people that you want in your apartments. When I say screen, you talk to them and see where their head is at. Everybody deserves a chance. You want to make a mixed community, that's fine. You get these courtways, you get these houses, start building communities back. That's how you get people to listen to you, because they see that the proof is in the pudding. You have to act the order to get up, react, and then at the end is action. I always talked about the 3 A's. You know what I'm saying? Good evening, Miss Teresa. I see you. I talk about those 3 A's. And I'm tired of talking about who getting killed, who's going to jail, who's indicted, who's investigating, all of this. What about the programs that we could set up in these communities where these kids and young adults will have something to involved with, that's going to stimulate their mind, make it fun, where they want to come back? You know what I'm saying? And be in a safe haven place. You know what I'm saying? We can't even hang out in our own hood because somebody mad because of someone messing around with a girl, or she's playing two sides to a fiddle. You know what I'm saying? And I made this statement today to somebody, for these guys to go out and kill somebody over a female, because 9 times out of 10 it is fight breaking out in clubs because one dude brushed up against another girl. I'm just giving scenarios. I'm not giving a story. I'm just giving up scenarios. Or, in these triangle type relationships, she playing two sides to a pillow talking, playing these games, and these guys don't know how to deal with their emotions. So their emotions is in their ego. So here it is, they brushing up, beating on their chest like they gorillas, and then one might get whooped, one might get hit in the eye. Now they want to go get guns because he disrespect me. First of all, y'all need to check the sister, or if you gay, your boyfriend. It don't matter. It happens in all genres of life. So I'm not just pinpointing who. I'm giving you a scenario, because the reason why I'm talking about it, because I've been through it. I'm not gonna throw nothing out there and talk about nobody. I'm talking about me. I've been through it. So it ain't no big eyes and little U's with me. I'm just keeping it 100 with my people. If I can't talk to y'all, who can I talk to? You know what I'm saying? Everything that I say out my mouth might not correspond with your life, but I bet you it's somebody that that has been through the struggle. And I always say same, different situations. Everybody got a different situation, but at the end of the day, it's the same, because we stress, we fighting, we arguing, uh, we demanding, we're emotional, the whole nine. So what I say ain't got to be how you living, but I bet you going through the same stressful situations, and at the end of that outcome, you still don't win. So I'm just talking to my people that want to talk back. When you see these situations going on and the media blow it up to, it could be a pumpkin seed. By the time the media put their 2 cents in it, it's a big worldwide. Just like the brother from Empire. He's a gay brother, black brother. He already got 2 knives uh pointing at him on that. He's a black brother, and he's a gay black brother, and he's a star, so to speak, Empire. And 2 dudes, white guys with hoodies on, stalked him, beat him up, what the MAGA world and all of this, you faggot, calling them all out of his name. But what he did is persevered, because he didn't let that beat down break him. And like he said, I fought back. It might have been 2, but he fought back. That means he wasn't going out like no punk. You see what I'm saying? So I ain't mad at him. And we should love on that brother. We need to pray for that brother. And when that brother in the city and he's out there in the street, and y'all see him, give him that respect and make sure don't nobody bother. We need to start looking out for each other. Stop turning our head. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about snitching. It ain't nobody about throwing somebody up under the bus, but protect your own. That's the reason why a lot of these gangs even started in the city. It's because they wanted to protect their neighborhood after the post Black Panther movement and demise of those brothers. But you know, people took it to another level. I'm not pointing no fingers because it ain't for me to judge nobody. But we do have the power. We have the power to move mountains. And if we get this envy, greed, and jealousy out of our heart, you feel me? And stop playing on each other. We the only race that don't have a strong connection. You can see the Italians, you can see the Greeks, you see the Chinese folk, you can Lithuanian, them Arabs, them Georgians, them Nigerians, them Jamaicans. They might not be cool with each other, but when it come down to a body of people that's in one race, they stick together. And we the only black, nationality that do not have 100% stronghold on our people. And that's a shame. I shouldn't have to go to nobody when I got my neighbor right here and I got my cousin down the street. I got friends all over. We supposed to be able to hold each other down. I ain't talking about when somebody begging for money and this and that and the third. No, stand up for the injustices that's going on in the city. It was injustice when you have your alderman turning her head or his head on potholes, unauthorized boots on your car, unauthorized tickets that these police is giving these cars saying that you didn't have a window sticker, and here it is as plain as day. You have situations where the neighborhood is not lit up. If you don't have that big ball in front of your house, that big ball that you get from the city that they put in front of your house supposed to be a sign that you own your house. No, I feel like this. Everybody need a ball in their yard. That's more lighting. Everybody need a camera in their house for your safety and the people that's outside your door safety. Because if you try to tell them the story, they're going to look at you like you lying. So you have to have video or some type of recording stating these facts. It's time to look out for each other. It's time to get ourselves on the same accord, on the same level, and we need to vote people in that's going to be for us, by us. You know what I'm saying? We not just because he a crony, or you can get one of them jobs where you got to get certain signatures to get $10 a sheet and all of that piecework. No, we want fair wages. We want fair living. Get some of these slumlords out of here. Get some of these people. You got pedophiles that's living in your community that's registered right there on your block by a school. But the rules and regulations say that he only supposed to be around schools or children. Maybe they was in a situation where they thought the young girl was 18 or whatever the case may be, or he was molesting kids. I know a few of them that I grew up with that's in jail for life for messing with kids, raping. There's no reason. You got people out here robbing. See, they ain't even speak of that too long. They gave it 30 seconds. The young lady, early in the morning, by a bus stop, looking through her phone, some little dreadhead come around the corner, trying to stick her up with a gun. He get popped by the gun and died. But what saved that girl's life? Because she would have got a first-degree murder if she didn't have a license to carry. That was all out the door. Once she said, I'm licensed to carry, Have a great, no more investigation. And then on top of that, it was a camera. So the camera was watching the bus stop. And it was a high def camera. So you saw the man's face, you saw what he had on, you saw the young lady, the whole nine. She did it by the book. I'm gonna tell y'all something, and I'm gonna tell you, I'm not telling y'all to do anything illegal. I'm not telling you this. But stop giving people that got guns, stop giving them up. Unload them and put them up. Because I feel like the city is trying to unarm black people, brown people, and people that's in these ghettos. So when they come purging on you, you can't defend yourself. So stop giving up your weapons. Just put them up. You got a constitutional right to protect your home. Anything inside your home, it's your safety. Get it away from the kids. Put it in a lockbox. Go get one of them Brinks locks, Brinks safes from Walgreens, them heavy duty ones, and unload it. Put it in there, and you the only one got the key or the combination, or somebody that's an adult in the house that's responsible. And I advise y'all to go get y'all license to carry and your perk card, and go get some training, how to clean it, how to keep it safe. Learn how to shoot. It's your constitutional right to protect your home. But I'm not saying walking down the street with a big old 40 cal and wait for somebody to come at you so you can have the license to kill. I'm not saying that. If you're going to do it the right way. So when you get some of these overzealous white police that just want to score, you got your paperwork, and make sure that you have a paperwork where it's on your neck like it's a neck brace. You gotta think smart, not stupid. You know what I'm saying? It's a time for us to grow up. And a lot of us grown folks ain't growed up yet. Because we still living in our teenage and our early adult life. And here it is, we got grandkids half our age. You know what I'm saying? These sisters, these mothers and grandmothers trying to dress like these young girls and not really educating them on how to be a lady, how to carry yourself, have more love for yourself. Don't give yourself away just to anybody. And you brothers start treating these sisters like queens. You can get more if you treat them with respect. A simple conversation. Stop thinking with your other head and think with your mind. Get a chance to understand where she's coming from and her goals. So if y'all on the same equal yoke, y'all can be able to manifest yourself to that higher power, and that higher power take you to wherever you want to go. Remember, you take one, God give you 10. My little brother Chris, he lost his sister, and I wanted to throw that shout out when I was giving out shots and prayers and condolences to people. My brother Chris, he lost his little sister, and I'm praying for you, brother. Keep your head up. I know you had a lot of um, things going on in your family. I'm just letting you know, your big brother Ace. You know what I'm saying? Love you, man. And if you ever need me, just reach out. Happy birthday to you, Yule. You supposed to been on my show long time ago. I know you turning up, brother. It's just time for us to recognize what's going on. You see the president. Only thing he ain't said is call us a nigga on television yet. He's showing that he's a white supremacist. We got a week and a half before he shut the government down again because he can't get his $5.7 billion for his wall, which he lied to all them Republicans and all the people that's hurrah, hurrah, Trump. He said Mexico was going to pay for the wall. Now he trying to screw you, us, as a people, Americans. Then he tried to put it on a questionnaire to the governments, to the higher power. I don't know word for word, but he was trying to make it though if black people that's in America is truly Americans. Let me tell you something, punk. When 400, 600 years ago, when y'all was doing the transatlantic slave trade, when you brought us over here, and the master had to record how many slaves, that made us Americans. When we had to fight your wars and help you get out the trenches, help you be able to be a normal citizen, sit on a toilet, have hot water, use peanut butter for everything, the electrical. If it wasn't for that little slave boy that ran through that colony and said the British is coming, the British is coming, you wouldn't be free today. When they brought the Confederate flag down, because those the people that still wanted to have slavery. But then they had the northern people, the northern soldiers come and take over and was pushing it all out. See, it's history that we supposed to know. We don't know, because the history that you taught us was all lies. Now the lies are starting to manifest to the real truth, because not only that, you tried to hide that it was black folks that actually did these certain things. Here it is. Taraji P. Henson played in this movie Hidden Figures. I just saw on the news today that they was trying to glorify this white lady as being the first white or woman fire pilot. She was one of the ones that was in the war driving, flying the plane. You're wrong. We been had them. You just didn't let them fly because you thought niggas was dumb. That's what it was. But we actually showed you how smart we was. And we taught you. We took care of your babies. Some of your babies is alive because of the sisters that you had slaves, that y'all killed their babies, so they had to use the milk that was in them to make sure your baby was alive. Because the wifey didn't want to breastfeed. Y'all was giving them goat milk and llama milk and all this artificial stuff. But that sister was over there because of the melanin and serotonin made that baby stay alive, and skin got bright, the bones got thick, and they became productive citizens because of the genes of that milk in that mother's breast that fed that white baby when you killed off her baby. It's starting to manifest the truth. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got my glasses. I got me some new glasses. I was trying to read what Dewana Harris. How you doing, Dewana Harris? I wish you was able to call in, but next time we'll do that. Yeah, they come from Caucasus Mountain. Yes, they do. They come from a mountain where they was Vikings. They was raping and beating the women into submission to do what they needed to do. They was going and committing murders. They was doing that then, and they doing it now. But they using the police. They using the drugs. I saw an interview on TV, and this sister said, when the heroin and the crack came out, and the raw cocaine and the wicked water, y'all didn't promote it as a illness. No, y'all called us dope fiends, and we murderers and thieves and all of this. You put it a label where you was locking people up. Dope fiends did get caught with 2 bags. Instead of putting them in rehab, you was locking them up so you can get that state money to keep that prison going. But when the opioid came out, oh, y'all making this big old hoopla. Y'all trying to find medication to divert this opioid addiction. Because you know why? It's more white folks that's on this opioid than black folk. And they dropping dead faster than a black person. Now it's it's an epidemic. You know what I'm saying? Now y'all want to make money off of cannabis. When we tried to tell y'all this long time ago, but y'all saying no, 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 no. But now y'all seeing that this cannabis that they're about to make legal is gonna put billions back into the city. My thing is it going to the board of education to pay these teachers a little more money for teaching our kids, putting in revised computers and books so these kids can get a proper education. Okay, that's good. It's making billions, just like the lottery was making billions. But y'all letting outside people in the other states win our lottery, so that mean that money do not go to the board of education. But when they was promoting the lottery, they was saying that it was going to the 10% of it is going to the board of education. Where? And every time you turn around, you see in charter schools and public schools going on strike because they want a little bit of more health care. They want to be able to get a pair of glasses. Want to make sure that they have teeth so they can be able to talk to the kids respectfully and look presentable to these kids, not looking like somebody looking like a pumpkin. You got young girls ain't got no teeth in their mouth and black eyes and walking like their back broke. You got young brothers out here don't even know which way to go. So they live in this certain life. They think because, you know, you frugal with your body, you can just do. But here it is. We got a high rate of AIDS in these young kids, STDs, herpes, uh, uh, um, all type of things going on. That's why I love my high school, because we was the first to have a clinic that can identify if these young brothers and sisters was walking around with chlamydia, herpes, or any type of STDs, or even AIDS. They was giving out condoms. I remember back in the 80s, they had it all on the news. DuSable was giving out condoms. I'd rather for you to promote safe sex than promoting just, you could promote everything else but safe sex. That's a part of our life. We're going to learn it out in the street, at home. Why not get educated about it? But it's levels of how you educate the kids. You don't start them off in grammar school. You start them off like in fifth grade, when they start being more acceptable of seeing things on the street, or being curious on certain movies and videos. You see it a lot now. You see them half dressed walking down the street. Just today, the girl had some booty shorts on, and then it's still snow on the ground. She couldn't wait to put the weather change. Yeah, Dewana says they don't want black people to learn anything. And remember the old saying, uh, 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 uh the order for you to it was something about to keep information from a black person, put it in a book, because we not gonna read anyway. And just just growing up, you remember they had instructions on how to put a game system together, or Lego blocks. They used to have the instructions from A to Z, a one, two, three, how many screws. People right now, they'll look at the box and look how it's built, and do it by eye. Some people get it, some people don't. That's why you got to self-educate. You're right, Dewana. You got to self-educate. Start doing your research. I said this long time ago. They messed up when they did Google, Wikipedia, YouTube, all these media sites, Buzz, TMZ. You don't have to actually believe everything you read or see in this media, because some of it is fake news. They already proved that. But what you can do is dissect the truth from the lie. You know what I'm saying? Start using common sense. Like I said, I'm not no big time political journalist, but you can tell through your community, through what's going on in the city and how government is running their operations. It's pay to play. Now, for all you black aldermen that did not do nothing for your community, but you had a bunch of people that was up under the influence of drugs to get you elected, go out there in the cold and sign them papers, and people don't want to be disrespectful. We sign it anyway, not knowing we signing ourselves to hell with these people, these sellout black folk. So now it's time to get some real people in there with some innovative ideas, bring the love back to the community, respect ourselves as men and women, respect our kids, love on our kids, not just throw them out there for the wolves so, Lily can pick them off. You ain't heard nothing else about that little boy that shot the gun on the tracks. They just last week gave the name up of the cop. But let it have been in the city, they would have put that name out there quick. You got young kids in nursing homes these days from bullet wounds, shot in the head, taking these bogus drugs, in comas, walking around here with a half a foot because they got sugar diabetes and didn't know it. Teeth falling out their mouth because they got throat cancer. Walking around here that need a liver because they drank themselves to death. You're right, Dewana. We are definitely missing love everywhere. We are. We definitely are, because y'all don't get the picture. Any two times we're doing genocide on ourselves through all diversity of life. The police is doing genocide by shooting people in their back, unarmed citizens, lying about it. Then you have these bogus drugs where these kids is going crazy. Now they got to be in a mental institution. These mental institutions, the jails, and the citizen homes is full of nothing but young folks these days. Product of the street. And you wonder why your child can't go to college. Because you're not being mother or father. I'm not just getting on the mothers. I'm talking about daddy, because I'm the man too. Y'all try to separate the kids from the father because they ain't messing around with you, or the daddy don't want nothing to do with you if he do with the kids because he ain't having sexual relations. That's some dumb stuff when you got a child out here that's looking for the love and the hope and the commitment. We have a commitment when we have kids to make sure they're being raised the right, proper way, to make sure that they're being loved the right way. Make sure that they're getting the education that they supposed to get. But we too busy trying to be in this worldly atmosphere, and we forgot about home front. And y'all wonder why kids is cussing y'all out and fighting y'all back. Then you want to call the police. You know what I'm saying? Have a camaraderie with your neighbor. Sit them down and have some deep conversations where it's memorable. Stop pointing your fingers at them and saying that they wrong and why you ain't doing this. Why? And maybe it's you as the parent. You're not giving them vibes that you're supposed to get. And you wondering why your kid is out there all night being a small time drug dealer, or trying to get involved with things that he don't even know nothing about because he's still green behind the ears. And these little fast little girls, because y'all want them to be grown so fast so you can be able, you don't have to watch them no more. You don't have to cook no dinner. The half of these new millennials don't even know how to make a full course meal, but they can pop something in the microwave though for you. They can go and get a bag of hot Doritos with some melted cheese. They go buy a cigarillo and roll up a blunt. They could take an X pill. They could drink some Hennessy and all these new 1800s. But tell them to read a book. Tell them, ask them to work out an algebra problem or trigonometry problem or calculus problem. Ask them to give you the definition of longitude and latitude. They can't tell you nothing, but they can tell you verbatim what Lil Wayne said. They can tell you verbatim what the Migos said, and the Rihannas and the Beyonces. They can tell you what's Brazilian hair from other hair. They can tell you about the Ugg boots, but they can't tell you about the concepts or what they learned in school. Because you got some teachers just going through the day, give you the criteria, not work, talking, interacting, not making it innovative and fun, where the kids want to come back and learn. You got to captivate their brain. You got to be able to make the criteria so they can be able to receive it. And when they receive it, they know it. You got to be, for you to be a teacher, you almost got to be a magician. Because they got to be with you 8 hours, between 6 and 8 hours of a day, Monday through Friday. The other hours is with the home front. So whatever them kids went through at home, you best believe they're gonna bring it into the school. A young lady somebody was camcording the police. 2 police beating the mess out this little girl. Maybe she was being a little rough in the mouth, but it didn't constitute you putting your foot on her. It didn't constitute you tasing her. It didn't constitute you swinging on her and hitting her in her face. And the other partner was busting her in her face while her dad was standing there. But if her dad would have said something, they would have shot him. Because the first thing they would have said, I fear for my life. Y'all have to we as a people, black folk, we have to make a decision right now. We can't think about it no more. We can't contemplate on what's going on out here. We have to make game plans. We got to make a map on how we're going to get through this storm. We need each and every one of you to be in cahoots of what's going on. You got to watch these people very closely and not agree on everything. Dissect what he say. Break it down to the lowest terms. We have to be able to manifest our spirit again. Bring it out of us. We got to go old school in what we was all about back then versus what we are today. Like I say, I'm not the smartest man in the world, but I ain't no fool either. You best believe that. An old person told me this long time ago. You have to surround your people that's positive. You have to surround yourself with people that's business savvy, that's motivated to make money. Be around people. If you ain't got no money, be around people that got money, because you can suck up some of the ways and learn some things from them so you can make that money too. Not being a leech, but learn what they're doing. And then you use your innovative ideas and make yourself a millionaire within 2-3 years. Take an idea, investigate it, Google it, whatever you want to do, versus how much time it's going to take, how much money it's going to take. You sisters that's got these associates and these bachelors and not using it, start researching something that you want to be involved with. Start researching on a business that you want to be involved with. And y'all start getting them government grants. grants that you don't have to pay back. But if you come with a game plan and you have a breakdown on how you're going to spend this money, and you get references, replicable references, not some of your little friends. Hey, I know her. I've been knowing her for 20 years, and she's a good person. No, get out there, start getting involved with people that's about making money. And then once you get your foot through the door, you look back and you reach back and grab a brother or sister and say, hey, come on, I'm gonna show you how I did it. Now, how you do it is how you do it. But I'm gonna give you a map. And you don't have to go by my map, but make your map off my map, and that's gonna be affordable to you, that's gonna be right to you, and you'll be able to make it. You can make it. I told people long time ago on my radio show when I first started in the projects, everybody that's in there got a story to tell. And if you know how to captivate somebody through conversation, just understand what you can captivate in a book. Write a book. Get it out your system. Write about it. Stop having it in your head, because you know what? That's a small sign of you being mental. Yes. A little psychotic, because you could talk about something, be in a whole different conversation, and then it only takes 2 or 3 words to trigger you to think about what happened in the past. How many of y'all ever did that? Was in a simple conversation, or y'all saw something on TV and it made you go back to when you was younger or you was a kid, and a certain event happened, and here it is, you trying to figure why it happened. You know why it happened. People try to shung it out their head, but it's gonna always be in the back of your head. Only the strong survive, and some people can deal with it, and some people actually go crazy about it. A lot of people that I know, and where I'm from, we got immune to murders and shootings and mysterious deaths. We got immune to it to a point where it was every day. That's a mental that we need to stop. It's not right. It don't feel good. It's not humanly to feel that way. When you start getting numb to the things that's going on in your community, that means you lost your reality, to be honest. Because every time you lose somebody in your community, that's a part of you, because you best believe if it ain't your kids, your grandkids, your nephews, your nieces, your cousins, somebody know them. So it's close to home, because some of your siblings know that person. You might not know them personally, but you best believe one of your family members had a conversation with that person that passed on or died violently or went to jail for something that was senseless. Like the young brother uh came back home, strangled his girlfriend, and they found him at O'Hara. He was trying to get a flight out of Dodge because he couldn't handle breakup, or she might have been playing 2 sides to a fiddle. And see, that's what y'all got to understand, young ladies. You can't play 2 sides to a fiddle with these guys, because some of us, not all of us, can't handle a rejection, breakup. We can't. We men. Only thing we thinking about, especially at that age, is not with our head, where our brain's at, but our other head. So the ego and a psychiatric evaluation before you even have a trial. And then you got these lawyers, as long as this money is being passed, because the privilege, he can maybe plea his way out, or he the judge got some type of monies and gave him a slap on the wrist for a horrendous crime. You seeing it every day. Now that attorney general, she's trying to look back at who all got weed cases, setting them free, expunging it off their record. I feel like this: anybody that got caught with 3, maybe 10 bags or less, maybe 30 bags or less, need to get a slap on the hand and get a little probation instead of sending them down for 3 days, 61 days, boot camp. You don't hear too much about boot camp. You know what I'm saying? People that got extensive background in drugs. Let's go back when y'all was drafting people for the Vietnam War. Let them go down to the military. If they facing 6 to 30, give him 6 years in the military. At least he can be trained to be a man and how to follow directions. Learn a skill instead of making all these prisons and just sticking them in there. I was talking to somebody about the Tommy Thompson Center. They still haven't put anybody in there. A whole prison built from the ground up when they shut down Joliet and all these other little prisons. And they got a whole multi-million-dollar prison and ain't nobody in there. See, that's where you put the serial killers and the rapists and them people that's doing all these senseless murders. That's where they need to go. But for one murder, shouldn't nobody get 100 years? I think 50, 60 years will be just fine. He'll be old and decrepit if he live it. And he might not even live too long, because if he's Billy Bad on the street, you best believe so he going to get the mouthing off of one of them lifers in there, and he going to push his wig back. The lifer don't care. He in there. Only thing they going to do is give him 30 days in a hole and put him on another deck. He institutionalized. He know how the game go. But these young boys going up in here, and y'all think because y'all do some time in jail, that's supposed to be a scar or some type of a badge of honor. No, man. No. What you're missing is you're missing on life. What you could have been, what you could have did. You know? You got to think about self and family and the respect of your name. You have to respect your name. How can somebody respect you and you don't respect yourself? You feel me? But I got about 2-3 minutes, and I just want y'all to just understand what's really going on out here. Your life is about to be in ruins if you don't get involved with what's going on in this world. Get out of that TV. Get out of them talk shows and them reality shows. Get out of trying to be some bling bling type of dude, because you see these videos and these movies and these cars. Get into real estate. Get into property, building, home improvement, science, computers. See, a lot of people don't want to get it because of their brain. They don't want to work for it. They think it's supposed to just jump out the sky and here go your knight in shining armor. No, man, you got to work for it, But I'm glad y'all chimed in with me. I'm Ace the Real Solo Dolo, IntellectualRadio.com. You can also hear me on YouTube, Facebook Live, iHeartRadio, iTunes, Spreaker app. If you miss it, share it. And then, next time, y'all chime in. It's time to let's talk about it. Don't talk about it. Let's be about it. You feel me? I'm Ace the Real, IntellectualRadio.com, another perspective, and I'm out of here. Peace.
You the type that'll change your life, make them look at you.